Hey y'all, hello everybody, hello everybody. Welcome back to A Woman's Heart, where we uplift, motivate, encourage, and empower women. I missed y'all last Wednesday. I was on here Tuesday, but got a little tied up last Wednesday. So look, um, I'm making this stream titled Life is Short for a reason. And today, as I was sitting in a program that we're working on for seasoned citizens, I heard um, a lady whose heart is shattered to pieces. And to listen to her talk, to listen to her express her fears, and just to hear her heartbreak. And somebody may think that it sounds strange to say that you hear somebody's heartbreak. And when I say you hear somebody's heartbreak, that means when they're talking, when they're saying it, the words are actually speaking to you of how they're feeling, and you actually can feel what they're saying. And so before we get started, I just want to say the meaning of what short means. It's an adjective, shorter, shortest, having little length, not long, having little height, not tall, a short man, extending or reaching a little way, a short path, brief duration, not extensive in time, a short wait. And as I was saying earlier, the reason that, this really touched me today was because the young lady, um, her daughter, who is a caregiver for someone, ended up taking this individual to the hospital. And while she was sitting in the hospital, she contracted COVID. And she took it home, and everybody in her household got it, even her mother's friend. But the mother's friend didn't make it. And so today, she don't want to come outside because she want to make sure that she's free and clear of COVID, and she want to make sure, even though CDC has cleared her, that she can come out. She still want to go take a test to make sure the test is negative because she don't want nobody to be exposed. Well, she haven't been dating this guy, I guess, for maybe about a year. And so to know that her fear is she can get it again. Her fear is giving it to somebody else. And her heart is broken because even in that, when we expose other people, there is a little guilt if somebody contracted from us. And so her hurt and her heart is breaking from that. And so I was listening to her talk, and it was so heartfelt that most of the people that was in the room, she pretty much brought to tears by her conversation. Then I said to myself, I was like, we can't forgive anybody. We walk around hating others. We walk around setting traps for people, um, bad mouthing people, uh, destroying people's characters. We do a lot of things uh, to others without even, some of us, we don't even think about the things that we do that cause harm to others. And in her conversation, I said, life is too short. It's too short for the drama. It's too short for the madness. And it's too short for the mess. And when will we understand how short life really is? It's too short for you to say something to me that I don't like, for me to carry it not from the day, the week, the month, but for years. It's too short for me to spend all my good time that I can spend doing something else to set a trap for you. It's too short for me to spend 99.9% of my time minding your business when it's a full-time job keeping it with my own business. It's too short for that. It's too short for us pointing our fingers and blaming others for our shortcomings instead of looking at the person in the mirror. It's too short. So when we get to the point and the realization that life is too short for the foolishness, and when we understand the only person that we really can't control is the person to whom we look at in the mirror every day. That's it, and that's all. We can't control what nobody say. We can't control what nobody do, and we can't control how nobody treat us. The only thing we can control is if we accept the treatment that's being provided from the individual who's giving the treatment. We don't have to stand there and be disrespected. We don't have to sit in a room and be disrespected. We don't. We don't have to allow nobody to talk to us in a disrespectful way. There is a such thing as walking away. And all things does not require a response. And piggyback onto life is too short. There are so many more important things for us to set our eyes on, to set our minds on, to set our goals on, than to sit down and contemplate on those who have hurt our feelings, to contemplate on those who we know don't mean us no good. It's not going to change anything. People's feelings are people's feelings. The only person's feelings that you can control is your own. You can't control what somebody else do. You can't control what nobody else is say. But you can control how you respond to what they say and what they do. And sitting in the middle of COVID and listening to individuals who have lost their loved ones. And it's not just about COVID. It's about cancer. It's about heart attacks. And I'm telling you, people are checking out. They're checking out. And it don't have any age range. It's all ages that they're checking out. And if that is not a wake-up call for you, I don't know what a wake-up call will be. I don't know what it will be. Because clearly that is a wake-up call. When you see your loved ones around you that is sick, when you see your loved ones around you that has transitioned, and we still hold on to mess. We still hold on to anger. We still hold on to unforgiveness. We still hold on to hate. I'm not never talking to her, or I'm not never talking to him. They can't ask me for nothing. I'm not doing nothing for them. All this stuff. Now, I understand people can burn the bridges. I get that. And I understand for the comfort and the protection of your peace, you have to walk away. But what I'm saying to anybody that's watching and anybody on the replay, that we have to realize that life is shorter than a blink. And before you know it, it is gone. So while we're sitting here holding on to all this unnecessary stuff, and then you die in your anger, what did it solve? Who did it help? Who did it really hurt? Because you're miserable by yourself. Nobody else is miserable with you except for the person who's looking in the mirror. You don't have no effect. You don't have no bearings. You're not changing nobody's life because you are pissed off at somebody. And 9 times out of 10, it's for stupid reasons. And then the flip side of that, we take what we assume to be without verifying the facts and making sure that it is, and we use it as our excuse to be mad with somebody. And that's crazy. Life is too short. And then you can't tell me that you're walking in the path of God and holding on to all this mess. You can't tell me that. That's hard for me to believe because God's not an author of confusion. He said, if you got an ought against your brother, go to him. But see, we don't want to go to nobody because we don't want to resolve. We like the chaos and the confusion. But I'm saying to everybody, I urge you to take a look around inside your household, to take a look around if you are working in your place of employment, to take a look around at your friends and take an evaluation and see that people are dying. They are dying, not just from COVID, heart attacks, cancer, strokes. It's all over the place, asthma attacks. So while you're sitting here in the midst of mess, while you're sitting here holding on to the anger and ain't nobody mad but you, while you're sitting here that you can't forgive nobody, while you're sitting here pointing your fingers at somebody else, while you're sitting here dissecting somebody's life, their financial status, or if they're single, if they're dating, who they're talking to, who they're not talking to, worry about you. Life is too short. It's too short. And what we're sitting in, again, if you don't see that, I don't know what to tell you because the handwriting is on the wall. We cannot afford to waste our time on petty stuff. We can't. Every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, every year is precious time that when you don't use it right, you can't get that time back. You can't get it back. So while you spending your time minding somebody else's business, while you spending your time destroying somebody else's friendship, relationship, or whatever it is, while you spending your time to try to find out the dirt and all the garbage and all the trash on somebody else, while you trying to figure out somebody else's financial status, while you talking about I'm not gonna talk to you, I don't like you, and you this and you that. Life is short. It's shorter today than it was yesterday. If you don't understand it, go check out the news and start looking at the different people that's dying. And they're not dying in ones, they're not dying in two, they're dying in threes and clumps of people. And we're not even talking about the ones that you see that's being advertised. What about the ones that you don't see? What about the ones that you know that's close to you? What about your family members? What about your friends? What about your coworkers? What about your coworkers' family members that's telling you that they had 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people that died back to back? And you still walking around with an attitude. You still walking around ungrateful. You still walking around unappreciative. And you still walking around complaining. You may not have everything that you need. But if you can breathe, you better say, thank you, Jesus. If you know that you hear, you better say, thank you, Jesus. If you can see, you can hear, you can taste and take care of yourself, you can say, thank you, Jesus. If you have experienced COVID and you survived it, say, thank you, Jesus. I just spoke to somebody today and they said that their cousin, who is 20 plus years old, ended up with COVID and in intensive care. So we sit around and think that COVID has an age restriction. It does not. Let's take it a bit further. Stray bullets. Bullets have no names. Whether you're sitting in your car, whether you're walking in your house, whether you're walking in the grocery store, whether you're driving on the expressway, whether you're hanging out with friends at restaurants, in movie theaters, in schools, bullets have no names. We don't know when our number. We don't know when God is going to pluck our flower. We don't know that. So what I'm saying to you is, let's live our life to the fullest. Let's let's get rid of the unnecessary baggage that we're holding on to. It's time to shed the unnecessary weight. The things that we hold on to, we should let it go. We're still blaming people from 20 years ago. And some of the people that you blame, they didn't let that go so far long ago. You're the only one that's holding on to it. You're the only one holding on to it. So why are you holding on to something that you have the option to change? So ain't nobody mad but you. You're the only person mad. You're the only person who's affected, and you're the only person who's miserable. That's it, and that's all. Bottom line. So I'm saying again, because I want y'all to get this. When I heard that lady today in the session, and her heart was broken because she felt guilty that her daughter contracted COVID innocently by helping somebody else, sitting in the emergency room waiting on them, and she contracted COVID. Then she went home and passed it on to her family members, and her mom passed it on to her friend, and he died from it. And so now her fear is she don't want to be responsible for giving it to anybody else. So now she don't want to come outside. And even though she's been cleared from CDC, she still wants to get tested, and she's still fearful because now she's like, all these other strands is coming out. How is that going to affect me the next time? Would I get it again? And as we know, there's a possibility that anybody, if you had it, can get it again. It's a possibility, but nothing in life is sure except for Jesus Christ himself. So we have to have that faith, believe, and push on and continue to live life. But everybody don't have God. Everybody don't believe in God. And so that's another avenue. But still, with all that you've been through, if you've been sick and you survived it, I hope and I pray that while you were sitting, while you was laying, that you reflected on your life. And I hope that you realize to appreciate. You may not have everything that you want, but you have all the things that you need. Appreciate your children. Love them, because there is somebody who don't have kids and they want them desperately. We spend all our time minding other people's business, as I've said many times before, and no time taking care of our own. It's a job within itself to take care of your own business. And if you have a husband or a boyfriend, that's an extracurricular activity. If you got kids, that's extracurricular activity. If you work in a job, that's extracurricular activity. If you have friends, that's extracurricular activity. If you have a social life, that's extracurricular activity. So all those entities mean that you don't have no time to mind nobody else's business but your own. Because what I just listed right there is enough to occupy your whole day without minding somebody else's business. It is. Life is too short. We spend too much of our time with our nose in somebody else's life instead of putting our nose in our own life. See, we miss a lot of stuff in our life because our nose is in somebody else's life. And then when it don't go the way that we think it should go, then we want to blame the person that it didn't go right, but you had your nose in somebody else's life. How are you going to worry about somebody else's relationship and can't fix what's going on in your own household? You don't have time for that. You don't. Life is too short. It's too short. It is passing us by every second, every minute, every hour. every day, every week, every month, and every year. And time you cannot get back. You cannot. So if you have hate in your heart against somebody, I suggest you go to the altar and ask God to help you with that. Because life is too short. People have died hating people. They have went to their grave hating folks. And that's a shame. Nobody should push you to a point that you can't forgive them for yourself, because forgiveness is not for anybody else. Forgiveness is for you. It's not for them. It's for you. And then you have to understand what the person is doing. That ain't no reflection on you. That's them. But how you respond to it, how you react to it, then it becomes on you. But if you ignore people, if you tune them out and you let them be in their little space by themselves, 9 times out of 10, they'll come to their senses. Because some people like attention. They love attention, and they will try to get attention by any means necessary. But I say this, at what point do we grow up and be better today than we were yesterday? At what point do we realize that what we are holding on to is not worth holding on to? At what point do we realize that? Do we realize, really, really, truly, truly realize how short life is? Do we really realize? And I want you all to sit down and I want you to really contemplate on what I'm saying, how short life is. I want you to think about a loved one that you love dearly, that was close to your heart, or a friend, or a partner, however it may be, or even a child. I want you to sit down and I want you to really, really think about this. And I want you to think about how much time did you waste on foolishness, being mad, being upset. How much time did you waste? I want you to think about that. And then once you realize, and once you roll back in your mind and replay some things, what are you going to do? How are you going to fix what you should have been doing a long time ago and make it better for this present day? How are you going to do that? Answer, because can't nobody answer that question but you. They can't. We should love and live every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every week, every month, and every year of our life. We should. No matter what's going on, we should love it. We should like it. And even in the worst times, things happen for a reason. I always say there's a message in the madness. But the thing is, do you want to find the message that's in the middle of the madness, or do you just like the mess that's in the message? And then you just want to be mad in the madness? Because you have a choice. You have a choice. Life is too short. If they could allow some of us to walk through the cemetery or to walk through intensive care, you would see. I wonder, would it give you pause to help you realize how valuable life is? I wonder. And I say this because we don't help nobody. We don't want to help nobody. We don't have a kind word, some of us, to say to anybody. We assume an individual is something that they're not. We tell stories without all the facts, because we pretending like we in the know when we don't know nothing. And we don't think nothing of it. until the table turns and somebody does it to us, then we don't like it. We don't like it at all. So I say to you, before you set the trap, before you tell the lie, before you cause the confusion, before you break up a relationship or friendship or family members, whatever it may be, realize life is too short. And you can push so far that people will get tired of who you are and you'll sit on the island by yourself. You can lie so much that when you actually need somebody, they won't believe you. You can manipulate so much that it won't work either. And you can be deceiving so much that people like, here she come, here he come, go the other way. They don't want to be bothered. So what type of individual do you want to be? What type do you want to be? Now, I'm not saying allow people to walk over you and do anything to you. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying be respectable. Let's learn how to forgive and move on. Not for anybody else. This is for your healing. This is for your wholeness. This ain't about nobody else. If Sally Sue want to be mad, let Sally Sue be mad by herself. If Sally Sue want to be messy, Sally Sue can be messy by herself. If Sally Sue wants to be a habitual liar, let Sally Sue be habitual liar by herself. You don't have to join in the club with Sally Sue. Life is too short for this stupid stuff. It is so short. And again, as I said earlier, take a look around. And you ain't got to look that far neither to see that people are checking out of here. And they're leaving here at all ages. Now, it used to be a time that you would hear about just elderly people leaving here. But now they're in their 20s, they're in their 30s, their 40s, their 50s, their 60s. They're teenagers, they're babies, they're toddlers. Heard today, which was a tough one to hear, that a mother shot her 12-year-old child because she asked him, did he have a card? And he told her no. Mental illness is real, people. Understand that. It's real. Stop ignoring those individuals that your friends, your family members, and you see the signs of mental illness and then you ignore it. If somebody would have stepped up to the plate and they knew that mother had mental problems, that child could have still been living today. Kids don't ask to come here. They don't. But if you're going to be bold enough to bring them here, then treat them right. Do them right. They're in your care. And again, there are people who would love to have children and can't. And can't. Life is too short. It's too short to be sleeping around. And then you end up with babies from every Tom, Dick, and Harry. And then you don't even know if Tom, Dick, and Harry is the father. It's too short. It's too short for holding grudges. It's too short. It's too short for being a know-it-all and you don't know nothing. It's too short. It's too short to be jealous of somebody else. It's too short. It's too short to mind somebody else's business. It's too short. It's too short to worry about what somebody else got in the bank when yours is already on overdraft. Life is too short. It's too short. And I want y'all to understand how short it is. It's shorter than a blink. Before you get your top lid to the bottom, it's just that short. And so with us realizing and understanding that life is too short, I pray and I hope that we do better. I hope that we learn how to let go and take ownership to our mess. That's what we need to do. Take ownership to our mess. Because some of the stuff we're dealing with ain't nobody's fault but our own. but we like to put it on somebody else. Take ownership to your mess. Put your big girl panties on and own up to it. You are the controller of your temperament. Nobody can make you mad but you. People can say things that will probably provoke you to be mad, but you're still controlling if you want to get mad or not. You control that. So we can't continue to put things on somebody else when we control how our feelings will react to what somebody say. You have an option to walk away. And whether you realize it or not, sometimes, but this is a learning thing. It's not an overnight thing. It's a learning thing. Sometimes you just have to laugh at people. Laugh it off. Because they're expecting you to get angry. They're expecting you to respond, and they're expecting you to get mad. Life is too short, people. Ladies, young women, our older women, it's too short. It's too short for letting some man hoodwink you. It's too short. It's too short for you doing all the work and he collecting all the benefits. It's too short. It's too short. It's too short for hanging out in the streets and not caring about who we are as women. It's too short. I'm just saying. Change your path, change your directions, and live a better life. Forgive. Let go. Life is too short to be up all night with an upset stomach, diarrhea, migraine, headaches, because you feel like somebody said something to you that you assume that they meant something else and they ain't mean it that way. And then you was too scared to call and confirm or to verify. And most of the time when you don't want to confirm or verify, it wasn't what you thought it was. No, you just want to use it as an excuse. Life is too short. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So I pray that you think about what I said, because believe me, life is too short. It's too short. My son died at the age of 3. Life is too short. And tomorrow's not promised to anybody. It's not. What you have right now is today. And you don't even know if you have the rest of the day. So while we worried about tomorrow, worry about the day after that, take care of today. Take care of today. Because your schedule is subject to change by the Lord. Life circumstances can throw a wrench in your program, even a well-planned program. It can throw a wrench in that program. So I want you all to really, really understand how short life is. I want you to take the time, please take the time to sit down and do an evaluation. Look around. Have you been complaining too much? Have you been ungrateful? Have you been unforgiving? Have you been hateful, manipulating, deceptive? Have you been all those things? Have you been a liar? Have you been a cheater? Have you been a misuser? Have you been a user? Have you been a bully? Have you been a hater? Have you been jealous? Have you been selfish? Life is too short. Those are the things that we need to think about it. And then you need to be really, 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 really honest with yourself. Because this is a self thing. You have to be honest with yourself. Can't nobody help you with this but you. The person to whom you look in the mirror every day. And if you be honest with yourself, you can be better, you can live better, you can do better. But a lot of us like to lie to ourselves. And we like to make it seem like it's everybody else except for the person who looks in the mirror. Now, everybody ain't going to be wrong that it's you. Nope. Because your action shows who you are, how you are. We show our true selves. We do. We can only hide it for so long. But it comes up and it comes out. It does. And the blame game, not going to work. Life is too short. Take ownership to your own mess. Apologize. Move forward. That's all you have to do. But don't always blame somebody else for the tone that you set, for the pace that you set, for the role that you paid. You paved a certain role. When nobody wants to be bothered with you, 9 times out of 10, you set the tone for that. Anybody set the tone for that but you? Because you have to show yourself friendly. When you have an aura that don't bother me, don't talk to me, don't say nothing to me, I'm always right, I'm this, I'm that, ain't nobody want to be bothered with that. They don't want that negative stuff around them. And we should want to be bothered with it. Again, as I close this, life is too short. You can go to sleep tonight and might not wake up to see the next day. And what you holding on to right now, you're going to die with it. You're going to die with it. Now, what you going to tell the Lord about that? Because he probably going to tell you, I gave you opportunity after opportunity to let it go. And you decide to hold on to it. And what I can tell you, you can say somebody else to blame for who you are. But God can run the credits of your life and show you where you made the mistake at. So while we run the credits of somebody else's life, be careful. Because we don't want nobody to run the credits of our life. Life is too short. All right? Till we talk again, make sure you all follow us on all our social media outlets. That's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube. Check out toawomensheart.com. Sign up for toawomensheart.org to brand your business, to network, and to share life moments, ladies. This is all about us. Nobody is the controller of our destiny. We are the controller of our own destiny. That's it and that's all. If we want to get up and get out above and beyond where we are at, we're going to have to make that first step. Okay? Check out the t-shirts. I want you all to get at least one t-shirt. I want you all to check out levelupforyou.com, which is an Amazon affiliate store. And if you start purchasing, we can start helping single women and single mothers and women on domestic violence. And yeah, the hair mask is up. Send me some orders if you want it. Share it with somebody else. I know we have hair shedding problem. We try everything else. Why is it so hard for us to try stuff? It's all natural. I challenge you to try it. You're going to love it. That's all I'm saying. All right, ladies, until we talk again, make sure you share this broadcast. Make sure you invite someone to join in. Make sure you invite someone to like the page, to like the group page, to follow us on all the social media outlets, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Let's get our numbers up. All right. Until we talk again, you all have a fabulous, awesome rest of your day. Okay. See you later.